to be a recorded meeting, just to make you aware. Okay, great. Is everyone seeing the correct slide? You can see? Great. Okay. I'm William Nance from the Department of Planning and Development, and I'm the staff coordinator for the Boston Boulevard Costco Plan Amendment. I'm joined by a few other county staff from DPD, the Department of Planning and Development, as well as the Department of Transportation. And we thank you all for attending tonight's Plan Amendment Community Meeting. So this is a high-level agenda for tonight, starting with a quick overview of the comprehensive plan and what it is, and the differences between the comprehensive plan and the zoning ordinance. Then I'll go into existing conditions for the site we're talking about tonight, and then the applicants will provide a brief presentation of their proposal, and then I'll come back and finish up the presentation and discuss some of the staff considerations and the anticipated timeline for the plan amendment. And then after that, at the end, we will have time for any questions that you may have. Additionally, just a few housekeeping rules. Please remain on mute at all times unless called to speak on. We will have a time for questions at the end, but just during the presentation, please stay on mute. You can put comments or any questions in the chat, but please stay on mute during the presentation. And then at the end with the question and answer session, just feel free to put up your hand using the reaction buttons. All right, great. So to provide a sense of where this project is in terms of the development process, this diagram illustrates the cyclical nature of land development in the county. This is being processed with the rezoning, but the first step is to analyze the plan amendment before rezoning can be determined. The comprehensive plan and zoning entitlement process are the first steps in a years-long process. So now getting into the comp plan. The comp plan is a guide for decision-making about the built and natural environment that reflects the community's long-term land use vision for the future. The purpose of the comprehensive plan is to manage growth and development and balance the preservation of other resources, such as environmental resources and heritage resources. The plan is also a legally required document in the Commonwealth of Virginia, and every county or locality must have one. However, it's important to note that the plan provides recommendations and isn't law like the zoning ordinance. The recommendations in the comprehensive plan are used by the Board of Supervisors, the Planning Commission, the Board of Zoning Appeals, county staff, and the community as a common basis for decision-making on land use applications. And it's a living document, so changes to it are called amendments. So one term to note is FAR, or floor area ratio. This is a simple way of calculating the amount of development on a site by dividing the floor area of the building over which the land it sits. For reference, we're studying a 0.25 FAR, which as this illustration shows, it can take multiple forms. So as I noted earlier, the plan is a guide, not law, and it provides recommendations about land use, transportation, environment, and other topics generally. The plan is implemented through zoning, which is law, and where more specific standards can be found, such as regulations for setbacks, open space, building height, and explicit uses. Changes to the zoning map are requested through the redevelopment process, and during this process, proposals are evaluated for conformance with the recommendations in the comprehensive plan. So moving on to this specific amendment and subject property, this plan amendment is the site-specific level and looking at one parcel within the Mount Vernon Supervisor District located on the southern side of Boston Boulevard. The 2.1 acre property is at 7375 Boston Boulevard and was previously developed with the low-rise office structure, which was recently demolished. So again, the previous development was a 29,000 square foot low-rise office building with surface parking on 2.81 acres. The image in the top left corner is looking south from Boston Boulevard onto the site at the only entrance from Boston Boulevard. The image in the top right corner, it shows the existing conditions looking southwest from the neighboring Costco entrance and its intersection with Boston Boulevard. And finally, the bottom image on the right shows the view looking north in the rear surface parking lot. And these views are current after the building has been demolished. So looking at the landmarks, we'll zoom out to the surrounding areas. To the direct west of the subject property, which is outlined in red, is the existing Costco warehouse built in the early 1990s. And then to the north and east are a collection of various office and industrial uses. And to the south is the Accotink Creek and accompanying Stream Valley Park. And then zooming out a bit more, the site is in close proximity to Saratoga Elementary School, Saratoga Shopping Center, and the Saratoga neighborhood. Green Hills Estates is also in close proximity, and the Saratoga Park and Ride lot is located, as you can see, at the northernmost area of the map. So looking at the adopted comprehensive plan, the property is within the Springfield Planning District and the Belvoir Community Planning Sector, and more specifically located within Land Unit C of the I-95 Corridor Industrial Area. The adopted comprehensive plan for the subject property recommends industrial uses up to 0.5 FAR throughout the business park. The plan also includes an option for the adjacent Costco as a community serving retail use up to 0.25 FAR on tax map parcel 99-1 double circle 12C. So looking at the board authorization, the nomination for the site was submitted as part of the 2022-2023 SSPA nomination process, which led to the board authorization on April 11th, 2023. The board requested that staff evaluate a plan amendment to consolidate parcel 24 with parcel C, the existing Costco warehouse, to allow community serving retail up to 0.25 FAR and 12 fuel pumps. Specific considerations should include stormwater improvements to Accotink Creek and opportunities to improve pedestrian connections and vehicular circulation and queuing. And with that, I will turn it over to the applicant to introduce themselves and provide a brief overview of the proposal, and then I'll come back and finish my presentation up once the applicant completes theirs.
All right, thank you, William. My name is David Houston. I'm a land use attorney with Bean, Kinney, and Corman. My colleague, Mark Viani, is on the line joining us tonight. And then on behalf of Costco and their team, we have Nick Toze, who's the director, real estate director for the Eastern Division of Costco. We have Nick Georges of Bowler Engineering, and we have Les Atkins and Robert Browning of Galloway and Company Transportation Engineers. So a little bit about the parcel itself. It's 2.81 acres, and when combined with the adjacent Costco warehouse, you have a total of 17.6. For this 2.81 acres, Costco acquired it in 2023, and they removed the office building last year. The plan amendment is simple in one regard. The existing Costco warehouse itself was subject to a plan amendment in 1990, which gave an option for an integrated retail center. And it was specifically a price club at that time, and at a density of 0.25 FAR. What we're proposing to do with this plan amendment is just to add the 2.81 acres and integrate that into the existing Costco operation. The specific use in mind is a Costco fuel facility. It's replacing an office building that was 29,000 square feet in floor area. The gas station will have one attendant booth, which is about 150 square feet of floor area. So overall, the site actually will be less FAR. This is the only Costco in Fairfax County that doesn't currently have gas, And so they were looking for an opportunity to add this land for a long time, and it finally became available. The use itself is for Costco members only. Uh, there will be 12 fuel pumps, which translates to 24 fuel dispensers. The access is from the existing 2 access points on Boston Boulevard. As many of you are probably Costco members and know the gas, it's considered top tier gas, uh, but they don't do any other automotive or retail activities on the site other than dispensing of the gas. And what we have here is an opportunity to sort of bring some life back to the Virginia 95 Business Center, which is currently at an occupancy rate of below 50%. So that's why the office building was vacant when Costco purchased it. And this will provide more convenience to Costco members and bring it up to speed with the other Costco operations in the county. Uh, as part of this, we're talking tonight about just the plan amendment, but overall, what we're doing is rezoning the land. This parcel is zoned I-5 industrial right now. We would be rezoning it to C6 commercial retail, which is what the existing warehouse currently is. So I have on the screen now is a sort of a blow up of the gas station area, where it would be basically sitting where the office building used to be. The design of it is similar to all the other Costco gas stations in the county. These are the elevations. And then as part of the overall expansion, Costco is also looking to add 2 small additions to the warehouse in the back of the building and on the side of the building. And then the elevations of those, it would match what's out there currently. And that's about all I had to talk about the plan amendment. But our team is here to answer questions during the question and answer period. Thank you.
Yes, thank you, David. So coming back to my presentation, this is the quantification table for this proposal. This amendment would allow an option for a net increase of a little bit over 30,000 square feet of community serving retail, but would leave the industrial plan option up to 0.5 FAR in place. So this is an illustrative concept plan submitted, which depicts a high-level plan for the site. Again, the subject property, parcel 24, would be consolidated with parcel C, which is the Costco warehouse, to allow the members-only gas station. And then these are some of the high-level considerations when analyzing the plan amendment for the site. The development will be analyzed to ensure the adjacent environmental features are protected. Special considerations should include stormwater improvements. Transportation improvements are also a priority to ensure both pedestrian infrastructure is improved along with vehicular circulation and queuing. And then tree preservation will also be of importance, and maintenance access and dedicated parking is also being considered for the site so that any necessary maintenance that needs to be done within the Stream Valley Park can be completed. So moving on to the timeline, this is the timeline for the comprehensive plan amendment. We have introduced the proposal to the South County Federation Land Use Committee. This was last year, and it was just an introductory meeting, but we will be going back to the Land Use Committee and larger Federation meeting. But we do not currently have any selected dates for those or any selected dates for public hearings or published staff report. We are waiting on a few more things to be approved before making any decisions, but I did provide the web page link below. This is the best way to stay up to date with any new news that is available. And that concludes my presentation. We can now move into the question and answer portion. If anyone has a question, feel free to raise your hand or put it in the chat, and we will be happy to answer them.
Hello? Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Yes, I have a quick question about vehicle circulation. Because I'd like for you to clarify that, because that area right there, it's kind of congested right now. Before we add anything else, it's only one way in there, pretty much. You can't get out on the other end of Boston Boulevard. So what are the plans for mitigating additional traffic that will be coming? Thank you.
The applicants team, I'm sure they have something to
Les
speak
Atkins
on.
from Galloway, do you want to address the plan on access?
Les, I think you might be on
I
mute.
think, yes, I think you're on mute, Les.
I can't really hear them. I can't hear them. Sorry.
I think they're working through some technical difficulties. Just one second.
Okay. I'll be cool. Thank you.
Can you hear me now? I'm sorry.
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, great. It may be easier to see on a copy of the plan. I don't know if we have that available. But we are doing some reconfiguration of the entrance there with the drive aisles that will enter the fueling facility to make it a little more, if we could zoom in on that, that might be helpful. We're trying to keep the fuel traffic isolated as much as possible. So if you can kind of see at the front of house there, we're doing some reconfiguration to make it a little more concise and have some better driver expectation at the entrance when you come in. And then also on the bottom of the site, on the left side of the page here, you will be able to access Boston Boulevard down there. And our intention is for the traffic flow from the fuel to exit down at the southern part of the site and egress onto Boston Boulevard down there instead of doubling back, unless you are going into the store after you fuel. So some quality of life improvements to the existing conditions, as well as utilizing that access point further down Boston Boulevard.
Yes. Will there be more lanes added, like to Boston Boulevard and Fullerton Road area, like right there at the corner? Or
At the signal?
yeah, yes.
Yeah, as part of our traffic study, we're looking at future improvements there. It is a little constrained as you go down Fullerton and cross over the bridge. So there's limited physical improvements that can be done there, but we are looking further into that with our traffic study.
Okay. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Are there any other questions?
Well, since no one asked anything, how many additional cars do you think will be like coming in there from Fullerton Road into the gas station, just based on traffic at other gas fuel stations, that Costco fuel stations, for instance, the one down on where's that route? I wanted to say Route 1, but I'm not sure where that is. It's in Alexandria.
Mm-hmm. There's one in Mount Vernon. We've also
Mount Vernon. Right.
Mm-hmm. And we've also looked at the one in West Stocks Road in Fairfax. So
right.
we have, as part of our traffic study, we do have data based on other Costco's that do expand their fuel or are adding fuel. And a unique feature of Costco fuel in particular is a lot of the traffic is going to be generated from the members that are already there. There, certainly could be more. And there is also a lot of people who are currently traveling through the area who will now, divert their traffic and enter here and fuel and continue on their way, whether that be to, school, work, or the other. So we do have a breakdown of kind of all those three unique types of trips in our traffic study. But on the whole, the new traffic that is not already in the area is fairly minimal, on the scale of 10 to 20% of the total traffic that's going to be generated from this. And this is all incorporated in our study. I think the largest change in traffic we are forecasting is on Saturdays during the midday, where we see a net increase of a few hundred new cars in the peak hour.
And William, it looks like we have another question. I see that you'll get the presentation that's being recorded. There's another question about the proposal. Where can people see the actual proposal?
To view the actual proposal, I would say go on our Plus website. I can share the link in the chat when we're done. That will be the most up-to-date information regarding the proposal as a whole. That will be more on the rezoning, but I think that would be the most substantive place to view the materials.
And then another question in the chat is, when do we expect the fuel station to be up and running? Does Costco, do you all have a timeline?
Well, it's kind of based on you guys.
Yeah, like I said at the beginning of the presentation, this is in the early stages of a potentially years-long process. So it really depends on a lot of different variables, so it's tough
Part of
to
what
answer.
we're projecting, this is Nick with Costco. I think we're projecting a spring of 27 start of construction is when we would start this. One of the features with Costco as well is we have a construction moratorium in November, starting in November for the holidays. So, we're in August of 25 right now. So even if we were to get approval, summer, late fall of next year, we don't start any construction and, from that moratorium, November 1, and that's company wide, November 1 through the holidays. And then being in the region where we are with the cold weather, we can't really project to start construction until the weather kind of breaks. So tentatively, all things being equal, we're looking at about a spring to summer 27 start, which I think this one is probably about a 4-month construction. So maybe about Labor Day of 27.
All right, any other questions?
The proposed expansion on the warehouse covers that whole distance of the tire center, it seems like. Is it expanding the tire center, or it's pretty choked right there currently? Hello?
Nick, I think you're on mute.
I was on mute.
No.
Yeah, the proposed expansion is really for a refrigeration expansion. So additional coolers, larger refrigeration equipment, and then it does, do a reconfigure of the interior. But we're not planning to do away with or modify the tire center at this time.
So that's an upper level, a second floor kind of a thing?
No.
It's towards the back.
On the south is the creek, right?
Correct. Page south of the bottom of the.
Yeah, so this would be on the east side of the building. I see a long proposed expansion area where your cursor is.
That's correct.
Is that refrigeration? That's not the refrigeration, is it?
The refrigeration is at the
On the
bottom of
south
the,
end.
yeah, the south.
By the loading docks. By the
Right.
current loading docks is the refrigeration refrigeration components, and then yes, an expansion of the side of the building some to accommodate some more sales floor area. Because when we put the new
Sales
equipment in, yep, go ahead.
No, go ahead. You were explaining.
When I mean, and pushing that out again as we reconfigure other sales areas within the building. I guess what is the concern, that the tire area is going to get covered up, or is it going to go away, or I guess what is the concern relative
Well,
to that?
one, it would go away. Two, expanding out from the building is gonna take away parking spots. And that's a nice
There's
place to
actually
park.
no parking where the addition is proposed currently.
Yeah, we're actually increasing the parking by combining the parcels. I don't have the counts right in front of me. Les, what are the counts going from to two, or Nick, Georges?
I don't have the existing to propose, but we have around 805 spaces in our current plan with everything combined on here. And on that side of the property, we're actually adding some parallel spaces next to the building that weren't there before. So we're just restriping on existing pavement to increase the count on the tire center side of the property there.
But the tire center is not being affected by the
Correct.
addition.
They're not being touched. The space will be on the outside of that expansion area, though, that's outside of the tire area.
The tire area is
I'll be-
at the top by the yellow hatched pavement.
Okay, gentlemen, thank you, Nick. Thank you. And then with your cursor, can you show us again the entrances? You mentioned two entrances into the fuel station. Got that one.
So it's a
And
one-way
then-
flow. So you'll enter there and process through the
Yeah.
fuel, and then you will come out here at the south.
And then either go into the main parking lot or back out to Boston Boulevard on that left side.
Correct.
Okay. Thank you.
Right? Any other questions from anyone?
Doesn't sound like it, William. I think
Yeah, I'm seeing one question in the chat about the existing businesses received the plan. From the county side, we did send out a number, over 1,500 notices of the meeting and making people aware that this is happening. I'm not sure if Costco has sent anything to surrounding businesses, but they are aware.
Yeah, I don't think we've received any feedback from businesses along Boston Boulevard. As I mentioned earlier, there's several vacant buildings on the boulevard.
Okay, well, if there are no further questions, feel free to contact me if you think of any questions. I know I've been in contact with a few of the HOA presidents, so if you have any questions, you can also reach out to them. They've been in contact with me, and we can get any information that you need to understand to you. So uh, with that, I think we'll conclude the meeting unless anyone has anything else.
Thanks all of you for the briefing. We appreciate it.
Of course. Thank you all for attending.
Thanks very much.
Thanks all.
Right.